Welcome to our first toy comparison video. In this episode, I'm going to compare the differences between the English D-terminal toy and the Japanese D-terminal toy. Enjoy! So since this is the first episode that we've put on YouTube, I'm hoping that the quality is alright. There's definitely some stuff that I need to work out, and hopefully I get better with experience. So first of all, I'm actually recording the audio after I've already recorded it while I'm editing. So that may have some problems maybe, so apologies for that. I do now have an adapter so that the audio quality in the recording will be better, and I won't need to record it during editing. So first of all, we have the English D-terminal, which I always wanted as a kid, but I just never got it because my parents didn't think I needed it, and it's pretty cool though. I always wanted to connect it to my Digimon toys and like scan them and battle them, and it was pretty cool. Like I had a friend who had one, and whenever I went to Toys R Us, I'd go in and look at them. It's got some pretty neat features. Like you can look, there's a database of Digimon which you can look up. So here's Airdramon, and it'll show up the figure. And there are other options too, like you can go and see its name, which is, Airdramon, and you can see its techniques and its powers, what level it is. I know, it's pretty nifty. There are other features also in this, like you can look up the cards, and what they do. So if you were playing the Digimon Battle card game, you could look up what each card does, and that's a pretty neat feature as well. And there are some other features which I'll get to later. So obviously, Airdramon was one of the first ones I wanted to look up because Aidramon's pretty cool, and it shows things like its size, and if it evolves, it doesn't, unfortunately. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's a pretty cool feature. It has an off button, you can turn it on and off. It's pretty nifty. There's a game, well, there's two games, and they're not the most fun, but if you need to pass the time, it's better than some things that I've played. It's, you click things and you try and get points. You have to power up in the start of the game. It's not bad. The other one is quite similar to one of the games on the Digimon Analyzer, and it's a descramble game. So it'll give you a random Digimon, and nothing will really happen once you solve it. You don't get anything from it. It's just mainly to pass the time. It doesn't achieve anything. The database comes already full anyway, so there's no sense of accomplishment. You can also translate, you can put in digicode. Hey, my video camera needs to go a bit higher, I think. I need to watch through the actual device rather than what I'm actually seeing. So, first of all, the scan feature is pretty cool. You can connect it to one of the D3 version 2s, which I have, and you can scan any of the Digimon that you've seen. So I can, in case I want to see what Chimeramon stats are. Wow, I really need a tripod or something, don't I? Yeah, I'm probably going to look into getting a tripod as well. So I'll connect it up. Yeah, I need to invest in a tripod, don't I? That's an amazing shot of my bed. And now we see that it's plastic. Yes, well done. Okay, so it connects. And then there's Chimeramon, just in case you wanted to know what Digimon that was, because some of the art on the Digivices are pretty ambiguous. You can also connect with the Depower releases that also came out. I'm not sure if the American releases would work because I don't have one, but the Bandai Asia and the Europe ones definitely connect to it. And you can look up what happens with that Digimon that you scanned. And when you turn it on, you get a pretty weird Digimon animation. And there's the digicode on it. It's only the English digicode, and that's the digicode that the D-terminal will translate from. And it's plastic. It has the Digimon logo on it instead of the data link thing, and it's got plastic instead of rubber. And it's very it seems sort of toyish, but it's a toy obviously, so duh. And it flops up and down. It closes pretty well. It's alright, for a thing. And there's the Japanese version. We can see straight away that it's better quality. See, we've got Japanese digicode, so that's the kanas. what's the hiragana, which you can't really see because the video quality is not too great. I'll try and work on that next time. So we can see that it actually has the show accurate logo on it instead of just the Digimon logo, which I appreciate straight away. See, it's got the same logo as on the inside, which is the same as what's in the show. So it's a bit more show accurate, like if you wanted to use it for cosplay. Though the English one's fine for cosplay too. No one really will pay that much attention. So I've got the same connector, except in a slightly different position, but it's more or less the same. It'll connect to the same things. So this grip, I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's actually rubber instead of just plastic. And same with the buttons, and the control button is not just two buttons, but actually is one that goes in different directions. So that's a thing. And I believe I'm trying to show I'm trying to show now the WonderSwan connection. So it plugs into the WonderSwan, and you can trade with the Digimentals on the WonderSwan games. And you can also connect and unlock Digimon in the Digimon Analyzer, the analyzing section, which doesn't come fully given like in the English version. You have to actually unlock things, and you're given a pack at the start. So you get to connect with things. And there's there are also games that can unlock it, but more on that later. And you can also look at the Digimon that you've collected. So as I said, you can connect to the VPETs or any Digivices on this one to actually unlock entries in the D-Terminal database. So you can connect to your Digivice. So I've got Palmon here, and Togemon will show up, and that'll be in the database. It'll give what type, the stamina, the health, and the attack power, and then it'll show the attack, which is Chiku Chiku Bang Bang. Then it'll analyze, and it'll be in your database. So that's one of the ways you can get them into your database there. You can search the Zukan and look through different Digimon pets. Like you can go through the original pets and the pendulums, and I believe it connects to the WonderSwan game. So you can look through all the levels. There are different ways you can search. So here's Palmon. You can see what she does. So it's a bit more in depth, and the graphics are definitely better. And I do like how you can unlock the database instead of, just automatically having the entire database completely unlocked. See, here's Parrotmon. I like Parrotmon. Thunderbirdmon. So you can search by their level as well. So here's Punimon. It's there are different ways to search instead of just alphabetically. And I like that. So here are the different things you can connect to. So you can see you can connect to the WonderSwan, and you can connect to a lot of different other things, like to trade or to analyze different Digimon. So you can also trade D-Terminals, which I think is pretty nifty, and because the D3s don't all come with a different D-Terminals, and they actually require you to buy the things. So I don't like that. That you have to own all these things to unlock everything. So I'm just going to show quickly the Digimon Analyzer, which this is based off. And it's the same sort of idea, like you connect to your different Digivices and pets and stuff, and you unlock things. It comes with games, which you can also use to unlock, but maybe I'll do a review on that some other time. So back to this. As I said, I always wanted one of these. It's still pretty cool. I think I've used the Japanese one more. And actually, the D-Terminal had a second version that was released in English called the D-Gather, which came out with an updated database and a sort of VPET mechanic in it, but I'm not really sure how to get it to work. It doesn't have any time system, and the evolutions are kind of weird, and you can have to play a game to feed it and stuff. So the D-Gather was obviously not in the show Digimon Tamers, but it was the Digimon Tamers equivalent of the D-Terminal. And it's pretty cool too. You can get basically the season 1, 2, and 3 Digimon on it, so I guess it's also a V-Pet, and I kind of want to do a review on it as well. So the D-Terminal also has a few games, as I mentioned before, that help you unlock Digimon into the D-Terminal. So there are quite a few. It's the same as the Digimon Analyzer. So there are two, I believe, and the first one you're given a string of digicode and you have to pick the correct character to finish it. And this is pretty tricky if you don't know Japanese because it's using the hiragana digicode. So yeah, you unlock a Digimon. So here's Stingmon, which I just unlocked. And it'll show his attacks and it'll show that it analyzed successfully. The other the other one here is just a digicode like translator. You can make words and phrases with digicode. It's pretty cool. One of the other games that you can do on this is you can actually battle Digimon as well, and you make teams full of Digimon that you've analysed before, and you battle them by hitting these little segments with the right timing, and that's how you get power. So this is Metal Mamemon, and you can skip the fight by pressing the C button, which is the back or cancel button, just in case you don't want to watch the entire battle, because it can take a while if you're just doing, a few shots at a time. So now I think that means that Metal Mamemon's now in my analyzer. Now as for which one's better, while I do find the English one rather useful when I'm playing with an English Digivice, and I may be unfamiliar with a few sprites, because some of the sprites are a bit strange, and I do find that quite handy, and I do like the fact that you can look up the cards in it. I wouldn't really use that much, but it's a handy feature, and the games aren't completely terrible. And I really did want one of these as a kid, and I used to go into Toys R Us and look at the packaging and read one and, look sadly at my parents, and my parents would just shake their heads and I'd walk off and cry. The Japanese version is obviously better. The act of completing something, even though while I don't like the fact that it sort of is something you need to complete the D3 toys, I do like the fact that it's a game. Like, there are other mechanics to it besides just has a few games. So I hope you liked our first video. I hope that we continue to improve in both our video content and our podcast content. And thank you to our wonderful Patreon supporters, Sophie Patamon, Wu Qinglong, Metal Marmemon, Joe, Thunder, Penguin Mage, Anime Guy, Chuckmon, and Sam Krieger. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a fantastic, wonderful day.
Thank you, Dylan.
That was lame!